And a very good evening to you, gang. Welcome along to Sunday nights. It's Sunday, the 6th of June, 2021. A very good evening to you. And welcome to tonight's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. Chris is home. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Those antelope, they have a bit of a rough deal, don't they? Attacked by tigers and hyenas. Laughing hyenas. Rather be a laughing hyena than a miserable Charlie Sate, or whatever his name is, from BBC Breakfast. Eh? Evil things, hyenas, just like these little monsters, as you saw on the advert for today's programme. Here, fancy having that one nibbling away at you, eh? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? That could be tonight's question, couldn't it? What is that? That is the question. What is that? It is a tick-tock. Tick. No, just a tick, not a tock. It's a tick. Do you know the difference between a tick and a tock? One's got an I, one's got an O. See? You didn't even know that, did you? That, my friends, is a tick. And you really don't want to pick one of those up. Now, I'm pretty sure, actually, we come around to this story each and every year. I think we've done this a few times now, gang. But basically, British people, like you, like me, the sensible ones, who are not trying to fly on a plane somewhere else. Oh, let's go on a plane. Oh, I can't believe it. While we've been on holiday, the rules have changed. Will you take that risk? You take that risk. Do you know how much it costs to be quarantine? I was going to igloods then. Can we change the word quarantine? I don't like the Q. I'm not keen on that letter Q. I don't know why. Don't like the letter Q. Can we change it to what can we change it? What can we change the word quarantine to? Imprisoned. Oh, that's much better. There's a few people I'd like to see in prison. A lot of them on the television, to be honest. You know, it should be illegal to have that crap on the television. Isolated. They're in isolation, quarantine, imprisoned. How many different words can you think of to use instead of the word quarantine? British holiday people in the UK, it's just as bad here as it is going abroad. You take your choose. You take your pick, okay? Do you want to go abroad and be stuck in Portugal or wherever else you're going? Oh, I can't wait to go. Oh, I can't wait to spend £200 on a test going. And ever 200. It must be costing people a fortune to go abroad. Which is a bit unfair, really, because there's plenty of people in the country who can't afford to go abroad now. I reckon that's the case. There's no way they can afford. Forget those £50 Ryanair fares now, where you get there and back, and a hotel, free buffet, everything else for 50 quid. That's all gone, mate. All gone. Add up your holiday, your flight, your hotel room, and then add on another £400 for testing for this, that, and the other, dear. Some people need to be tested for a few more things than that, I think. But if you stay here, be worried. You could get eaten alive by... Let me bring the picture out. You could get eaten alive by ticks. Not tocks, ticks, I told you. Did you hear me the first time? Ticks and tocks, not tocks. It's just the ticks. It's just the ticks that you have to worry about. I'm telling you that now. British holiday people in the UK have been warned about deadly... This is not a little sting from a wasp. It's not a little sting from a wasp. Deadly tick bites and told to cover their skin. Yes, cover your skin. Some of you have got a lot of skin to cover, haven't you, eh? Oh, dear me. That's a lot of material you're going to require for that, my friends. The blood-sucking pests usually found in grassy and wooded areas. Now, that's where I go, doing my litter picking. I did a very successful litter pick today. Why was it successful? I shall tell you very shortly. My second most successful litter pick. There's a clue there. My first most successful litter pick was way back last year. This has been my second most successful litter pick so far in my entire short life. These blood-sucking pests, the ticks, not tocs, ticks. These blood-sucking pests, usually found in grassy and wooded areas, can trigger Lyme disease, as well as cause heart attacks, paralysis and arthritis. Very dangerous, dear. They're horrible little things, and they're horrible little blighters. The current heat wave has caused a surge. We like a surge. I'd like to have a surge from Mark Bowles. I bet he's here. If you're sending a message, I shall come to those in a moment. Greetings. If you're in the chat box trying to send me a message, I'm afraid I'm not in the chat box at all, ever. You need to have a text, please. If you want to get a message to me, text the number in the top left-hand corner, 07451287337, or you can send an email, or later on, you'll be able to call in, all right? The current heat wave has caused a surge in ticks looking for warm-blooded passers-by to feast on. Are you a warm-blooded passer-by? Or are you one of those cold-blooded people? Are you a bit of a snake or a lizard? Lizards. The only thing about lizards is they've got lovely long tongues, doesn't they? Just imagine the pleasure you could have out of a lizard. I wonder if Mark Bowles has got a lizard tongue. I do hope so. Anyway, including dog walkers and their beloved pets. The dogs are very susceptible to these things. In fact, my dear friend, who is a great karaoke singer, Laura Barnes, she moved down to the southwest. She's got a dog. Apparently it was covered in these ticks today after it went for a walk. Covered in them. Evil things. I just remember having I think my cat had one once. Yeah, and I took it to the vet and they've got this special tool that they pull the things out with. You see, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't want to pull it out yourself because it gets its legs break inside you. I mean, can you just imagine that, girls? You know, you've got something inside you and it breaks off and ends up stuck in there. I'm thinking of Mark Bowles again for some reason. There has been a huge surge in cases in recent years of ticks attacking and trying to eat people. Just 30 cases were recorded in 1996. This has shot up to more than 1,700 infections. Later on, there's a good word, infections. On average, 8 British people a day catch Lyme disease from ticks. And I must admit, I don't know too much about Lyme disease, but it's quite a serious thing, you know. Oh, look at that. What's that there? I've got a bit of skin on my nose there. Yeah, can you see my nose is a little bit dried? It got burnt in the sun. Can you see? Actually, but the back of my neck is a bit like that as well. Vets have reported a surge in cases of animals needing the tiny parasites removed. As I say, in the vets, they've got a special tool and they know exactly what they're doing. Out, stamp on the tick. Really, what are their bodies like? Are they quite? Why is this not happening? Just a minute. Oh, right. They stamp on those ticks as they are extracted from one's bodies. As I say, if you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't attempt it. Go to the vets, doctors, whatever you have to do to get it removed properly, or dial NHS on 111. Anyone done that recently? That works well, doesn't it? A victim of a tick bite might only realise they have been attacked when a lump, blister or circular bullseye rash. Bullseye! I wonder if Jim Bowen will appear. Bully in the house! 180! We love Jim Bowen. May he rest in peace. Thank you for the entertainment, Jim. It says many people have rediscovered the countryside during the coronavirus epidemic during COVID, and will be taking holidays in the UK following the recent rain and nice conditions. Now, the temperature, humidity and timing is ideal for ticks. The Woodland Trust has advised walkers to protect themselves by avoiding dense vegetation. I would also advise people to avoid dense people as well. For God knows there's enough of those, usually doing their shopping in Aldi. Dense populations. Dense people. God knows we know enough dense people in this world, don't we? Eh? Most of them are presenting breakfast shows on the television. Hello, my name's Charlie Slate and welcome to BBC Breakfast. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're having such fun here. Aren't we, Naga? Powys Country Council in Welsh Wales from the Valley. Issued a tick alert last week. Oh, have we got a tick alert? It's a tick alert, gang. A tick alert. It's a tick alert going off immediately. Watch out for ticks. Tick alert. Oh. Is this better than the radio show? Is the radio show better? I often wonder. Powys Council in Welsh, in Welsh Wales, issued a tick alert last month, urging locals from the valley to use insect repellent if they are heading outside. Insect repellent. I can recommend DEET, D-E-E-T, as provided by the British Army to their soldiers. Don't ask me how I know that. I always told him I wouldn't say a word. It's in a green bottle. A little secret. I won't say. Might be married now. A tick can only cause Lyme disease if the insect has already bitten an infected animal. Well, how do you know if an animal's got Lyme's disease or not? Evil thing. So there you go. Very important, boys and girls. If you're going out, you need to cover the naked parts of your body. God knows I hope we don't have any naturalists on this channel because most of you would not look very good. Go on, be honest. I'm the same. There's only one person on this channel that would look good naked. I don't like to see naked people. No. I don't, that does nothing for me at all. I like something left to the imagination. You know, small pair of shorts or something like that. You don't need to get all your bits out on the telly. Unless, of course, you're a found celebrity and you're trying to get a little bit more attention for yourself. Then you start taking your clothes off, don't you? You know. Gemma Collins in her swimsuits. There we are. Anyway, shall we read some of your messages once again? Good evening, gang. If just joining us, I'm not in the chat box at all. To send me a message, the chat box is just for you to talk amongst yourselves and insult each other and generally get upset with each other and then start rowing. Then you send a message saying, "Oh, Chris, can you sort out the chat box? Someone's upsetting me." No, nothing to do with me. Don't go in there then if you don't like it. Don't go in there. Why not just stay sending your messages to me? Very important. I'm not in the chat box. If you'd like to send us a message and become involved, be involved today. Be involved with the show. If you've never ever been involved before, be involved today. Send us a text, top left corner there, 07451 287 337 is my texting number. And if it's the first time you've sent a text, please put your name in there as well. Either whole name or perhaps name and where you are. I don't know, Johnny in Rubbersville, something like that, you know, so we know who you are, okay, my love? All right, that's how it works. So here we go. Good evening to Paul in Cornwall. Good evening, Paul, down in the southwest from Westward Television. And the little ship, the silver ship. Whatever happened to that? I think it's sunk. Evening, Paul. Good evening, Chris. It's hot and fabulous weather in Cornwall this morning. Yes, it is. Oh, there he is. There he is. God's gift to all men and women. In fact, all humans and animal life in the UK. God's gift is with us tonight in the form of Mr. Mark Bowles. There he is, back down the pub. It's probably not back down the pub, actually. I reckon he goes down the pub on a Sunday and then has to rush home just to join us for our show. Good evening, Mark. And how is your delightful face tonight? Such a shame to spoil it when I sit on it. I'm sorry. Good evening to Diane Jebb. Evening, Diane. Hello to you. Hello to John Parrish. Did you get my email with Charlie and Susanna? Yes, thank you very much. Good evening to Andy. I like the word ostracised for quarantine. I like it. It's Andy in Birmingham, home of Central Television. Ta, 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 ta. Yes, and ATV. Ba 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 bum 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 ooh, do, do, da, da, da. What's better, this or the radio show? Just wondered. Andy. Evening, Chris from a beautiful, warm, sunny Birmingham. I like the word ostracised. Yeah, ostracised, that is a good word, isn't it? Well, how else could we use the word ostracised, I wonder, you know? John Barrowman has been ostracised from television programmes because apparently he was inappropriate with someone. Oh, Christ's sake. What is all this inappropriate stuff? I mean, how is anyone supposed to get with anyone unless you go around and slap someone's arse? I'm sorry. I walk for miles around here hoping to get my arse slapped. Nothing. Used to. I don't want it anymore. All right, Chris. Whack. Nothing. Years now. Hello to Vera. Oh, Vera says, what's that? Oh, did you see that earlier? Yes, I've got a bit of dry skin there. Is there any... Probably, if I rub that a bit more, it'll happen again. A little white bit on the end of my nose there. Sherry. Sherry Parrish. Good evening, Sherry. Another 13 minutes, my darling, and then take that phone off him, dear. Avril Lavigne, the singer, got Lyme disease. I didn't know that. Sherry says, good evening, Chris. I think John is in love with you. I can't talk to him while you're on. He just told me to shut up. It's him, Sherry. It's him, darling. It's him. Oh, please, don't go along this. Oh, we don't do violence. It's him. It's him. It's him, darling. It's the only way to keep control of people these days. Huh? Evening to Fran Green. Good evening, Fran. It's our little friend Ollie Kay. I had a little listen to your show. That was on Thursday at 4 p.m. on Reach on Air Stereo. For those of you with suitable decoders, Ollie was on the radio on Thursday. Thank you, Ollie. Evening, Chris. What's on the gender agenda? Oh, you have a little look at my list of things that may or may not be on the show. We don't always get them all in, do we? He says... On the subject of the evil ticks that we were talking about earlier, they have an ant-like body and they produce a blood sac full of your blood. They suck away, they put their little thing in there, and put it in your skin, and they get fatter and fatter and fatter as it fills up with blood. Similar thing happens to me with beans on toast, actually. I had a massive dinner today. I don't know why I'm doing such large lunches. They are enormous. Enormous, Ollie. Not so much at night. On the other hand, I'm certainly not hungry now. Not since that dinner earlier. I didn't have any potatoes, right? But I've got some tins of potatoes. Last year, during the start of the pandemic, I filled up carrier bags with tinned vegetables and tinned... potatoes, because we just didn't know what was going to happen, did we? You know? And I saw all these people panic buying. I kept going in the shops, there was no fruit and veg, so I bought tins. Loads of them. Well, I've still got them. So I thought I'd better make a start on these, you know, although they're like 2 years in date. I don't run out till 2023. Anyway, so today I thought I'd get a couple of, one of the tins of potatoes out. You know, only little potatoes. And I had sausages... And I had vegetables. Now, when I say vegetables, half of my plate is full up with vegetables. It's that much. And I had actually Aldi's version of Linda McCartney's sausages, which are exactly the same and half the price. You get a great big bag of 8 of the thing. I think it's 8 in there, or 8 or 12 in this bag from Aldi. I think rosemary and thyme sausages, something like that. Anyway, so I've put these potatoes. I'll put them in the oven. So I put these potatoes on a tray, you know, I've emptied them out, drained them off because they're all full of like salty water, put them on the thing and I thought, I don't know if there's enough there. Well, then foolishly I opened another can. And I put them on the baking tray as well, give them a spray with spray light, you know, shoved them in the oven, added the sausages a little bit later, and they were absolutely delicious, but so many of them. And while that was happening, I had a bread roll, you see. And then afterwards, I had half a tub of ice cream. I've had so much. It's just ridiculous. I don't know what's wrong with me eating such large meals. I've got to cut back on these large meals. Because let me tell you soon realise it when you go to bed in the afternoon for a couple of hours. Although that 2 hours I have in the afternoon doesn't seem to be affected by the amount of food really that I eat too much. It's at night time it comes, and it's when I go to bed at night. If I was to have like a normal sized meal now and go to bed about 12, that will affect me. That will affect me. You know. So there we are, Ollie. Too much. Anyway, not blood though. No, I'm not sucking the blood out of people's necks, Ollie. He says, when you pull them out, if you don't do it properly, their body stays in with you and the sac regrows. They pop really well. Do you do that? Do you squash them? Evil things. Evening to Gary Ross. Hi, Chris. Have you been eating Galaxy before the show again? You're hyper. No Galaxy has passed these lips, I'm afraid to say. You know, 2 weeks ago, this bloke bought me in 6 bars, large bars of Galaxy. The week after he turned up, nothing. This week, didn't even bother to turn up. That's how good that night's going. No, actually, the karaoke's going very well. We're really pleased with the Friday night karaoke. And it may have been we were first off the mark. We really were first off the mark. I don't know anyone that started the karaoke off before we did. We were straight in there, the earliest opportunity, and it seems to have paid off that. So I'm very pleased with that. Good evening to Lee Toby. Hello, Lee. The fish and chips in Skegness look really good and a nice price as well. Oh, yes, you never get ripped off in there. Fish and chips in Skegness at the Trawler's Catch. Always highly recommended. You will not go away from there feeling hungry, ever. There's nothing worse than going to a bleeding restaurant and they count the chips onto your plate, is there? Dare I mention the Chainbridge restaurant in Boston, as I often do. Tiniest portion of chips you've ever seen in your bleeding entire life. I don't know if it's changed there. That is about 3 years ago now. But I always said I'm not going back there. Fine. Oh, that's the portion. How much does it cost to put 10 to 15 to 20 chips on your plate? How much is that? About 10 pence? 15 pence maybe? Tight-fisted bastards. Nothing worse than having a meal. And I did it once. Oh, my God, 30 years ago. I took this bloke out for a meal. Tony, his name was. He was all right. In London at some poshish, not posh restaurant, but poshish. And so we had these 2 meals, and it wasn't cheap. Wasn't cheap. It would be, I suppose, it was 50 quid then. It was a lot of money then. I thought he was worth it. Anyway, so, and afterwards, I think when I dropped him home, on the way back from his house, I stopped and got a burger. I was still hungry. What's the point of that? Is it a la carte? What's that called when they have those tiny little bits of food in the middle of the plate? Why does anyone buy those? Put the chips on the plate, please. There's another place my brother-in-law goes to, my sister, JJ's. It's called JJ's. Now, this is on the road going to Skegness. It might be called the Horncastle Road, but I'm not quite sure about that. Place called JJ's, right? And they went there for years. And then they changed hands, right? And my brother-in-law and sister went in there. The plates had got smaller. Therefore, smaller portions. Didn't go back there. Bye-bye. Hey, foolish people, how they like to lose customers by doing something to piss them off, you know. Like the BBC taking off Holby City, eh, Fran? That's upset me. I've been watching a couple of videos on YouTube, actually, how to stop paying the TV licence properly, you know, so that you don't want to get nicked. Basically, it would seem that you're not allowed to watch anything live. Now, consequently, that may well, I know this sounds stupid, that may well include this show. Believe it or not. Honestly, because this, if you're sitting there and it's now coming up to 26 minutes past 8 on a Sunday night, you're watching the show live. You'll know that. It'll say live, flashing quietly in the corner, I think, somewhere. Okay? You wouldn't be able to watch this without a TV licence. Honestly, anything that's live. I could do a show from my coffin, I suppose. That wouldn't be live, would it? It'd be dead. A dead show. Do you watch Chris Reardon live? No, he's dead. Anything that you watch live. BBC, anything to do with the BBC, BBC iPlayer at any time, not allowed to watch it, okay? Netflix, yes. YouTube, yes. Amazon Prime, yes, but not the live shows, okay? I've looked into this now. And before you start typing in comments and said, oh, you're wrong, look it up. Look it up. But that's okay, because I can't really watch myself live, can I? I mean, believe me, I would do. There's nothing I'd like better than to sit in front of a television watching myself live. Not possible. Not possible. So there we are, Gary. No Galaxy here, though, Gary. No Galaxy. Good evening to Maureen. Evening to Maureen in London. Hello, my darling. All right. Good evening to Amelia Phillips. Jason Hughes. Ollie K has popped on that... What's he say? I popped on that came my dog with a sewing needle. Oh, what? There was a tick on your dog's back and you popped it with a sewing needle. Was all the blood go bang all everywhere? But did you have to remove it yourself or did you take it to the veterinary? Presumably, once you've popped a tick, it's dead. But you can't just leave it in there, can you? Because it'll be very dangerous. Evening to Chris Williams. Hello to you, Chris. Many apologies with PayPal. I've had technical issues. What are you talking about PayPal? With the settings side of things, we'll keep trying. What's that, darling? You want the PayPal, is that it? There you go. If you want to send a tip, send it there, my darlings, okay? That address, though, don't type that into PayPal. Type that into your address bar, you know, where it says, for example, www.youtube.com, www.unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. That's what you type in. www.paypal.me/ChrisRinUK. And it will come to me. A little picture of me will pop up in a puff of smoke, all right? Hello to Stephen Petty. Good evening to you, Stephen. Stephen, did you send me 79 pence the other day? I think you did. Therefore, you deserve to have the Super Chat jingle. There you go, Stephen, all right? There you go. Gary Ross, Megan, who is married to Harry, just gave birth to a baby girl. Right. So is that of interest to anyone, Gary? I'm really not interested in those two. All they want to do is hurt their family. It's not a very nice thing to do, is it, my darlings? All righty. Well, we've spoken there about the evil creatures known as the ticks. But there are other creatures. There are other creatures that could be very dangerous, boys and girls. I could just find the damn thing. Here we go. Here we go. Now, I'm wondering, is Vectis on the Isle of Wight is watching our worldwide famous show today? Because seagulls. Have you ever come across aggressive seagulls? Ah, 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 ah. And they're great big, aren't they big? They're scary seagulls. Great big beaks like that. Take your eye out, mate. I've told you the story about the time the seagull landed on my nephew's wife's shoulder. She screamed her head off. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Sorry. I just wish I had a camera. Believe me, it'd get more views than this programme does, my loves. Huh? Now, what's going on there? Just a moment. There's a little problem with my phone systems here. I think we'll be able to open that line in a moment. Refuse collectors in the Daily Star and postmen across the UK have been hit by a huge rise in attacks. So it's not just the ticks to worry about. If you're at the seaside, oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. I love the seaman in me. I really do love it by the seaside, beside the sea. Have been hit by a huge rise in attacks as seagulls, seagulls, not seamen, seagulls become more aggressive while protecting their young. Well, what do you expect's going to happen? It's like these mothers in the supermarkets with their prams, isn't it? Oh, God help you if you accidentally kick a pram or something like that with a small child in it. I got a buggy. I got a buggy. And? What's your problem, love? We'll move it around me then. They do, don't they? They come towards you with these buggies, expecting you to jump out of the way. Not so hard once you've got a flat tyre, though, is it, my love? No. Starving seagulls. Well, they don't look like they're starving. That's what it says. Starving seagulls. You must be joking. Great big fat heifer things, dear. I don't know how they get off the ground, seagulls. How do they get off the ground? Starving seagulls are attacking bin men as they try to remove food and litter from the street. You see, I am at risk here. Removing litter from the street from disgusting peasants who drop stuff. Burger wrappers, chip wrappers, crisp packets, cigarette end, weed stuff, weed packets, little plastic bags like this I keep finding around here. Little, like about an inch square. Refuse collectors. Vectis is one of those. Vectis is head of refuse collections here in the United Kingdom. Did you know that? That family is so busy, so busy. There's Shania, head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Vectis, head of bin men over the UK. And Callum, head of parties. Head of lager. Callum, their son, is now head of lager. Yes. Refuse collectors across the UK have been hit by a huge rise in attacks by the feral birds as they do their rounds. There's a few feral birds walking around the shopping centre today earlier, I think, dear. Cool. Get out of the way, I've got a buggy. I got a buggy. One man said they're out for blood. Binmen have now asked to be given hard hats to protect them. Rubbish disposal experts divert.co.uk said seagull attacks on staff were soaring. One Liverpool-based binman, named only as Charlie, oh please let that be Charlie, state, please will a seagull come and take that miserable git away from us. He smiled on Friday's show. At 1 minute to 8, he smiled. I saw it with my own eyes. Rubbish disposal experts said the seagull attacks on staff were soaring. Charlie, who works for one of the firms, said, I had them swoop at me while I pull my bins up to the truck. I want to be swooped on. Do you think one will swoop on me? I like that word, swoop. We're getting some good words in the show today, aren't we? They try and pull half-eaten food out of open bins while we're emptying them, diving at the lorry. They're absolutely feral. They are evil. I don't like the eyes. They scare me, seagulls' eyes. Do they you? Just a reminder, gang, if you're in the chat box and you're trying to send me a message, I'm not in the chat box, so I won't send it. See it. So do it. So is it. You need to text it, please. 07451 287 337. Or use the email address there, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Or you can call in now. There's my call-in, phone-in number. Have you ever been attacked by a seagull or been bitten by a tick, maybe? Tell me about it. There's the phone number up there now, OK? It's open now, 020 8144 3477. Postman in Cardiff. Sorry, fellow binman, Adam the binman. It's not the same as Vectis, is it? Vectis the bin man has got a certain ring to it. Fellow bin man Adam said, I'd cull them. They're an absolute menace. There are certain routes I won't do until I'm given a hard hat and the chance of protecting myself. You need a phaser, darling. A phaser. They have them on Star Trek, on that documentary programme on what channel is that on there? I don't know what channel it's on now. On Netflix. That documentary programme, Star Trek Voyager. Very underrated. The best Star Trek ever was Star Trek Voyager with Captain Catherine Janeway and Seven of Nine. Hello, I'm Seven of Nine. All the straight lads fancied her. I think it was the silver, tight-fitting trousers and chest thing that she had on. Why have we never had a Voyager film? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I love Voyager. We must play that bed in tomorrow morning's radio show. Postmen in Cardiff have already reported that we are too scared to do rounds. Seagulls becoming aggressive at this time of year as they protect their newborns. Pest experts say the problem is worse due to the lack of food created by lockdown restrictions. Well, yeah, I suppose really, when I think about it, there's not so much litter around here during the lockdown. When I think about it, there's more now. There's a bit, I say a bit more. I actually did a really big litter pick today. I say big. I covered a large area and didn't really get much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I filled up a bin bag. You know, normal size bin bag, big black bin bags. Except we use red ones, special red ones for the volunteers, so that we are recognised for our work. Do you get red bin liners from your council? No. I am a special person. I am a special person. Red bin bags for me? Sometimes, to make myself feel even more important, I put on my high-vis jacket. Have you got a little high-vis jacket, Mark Bowles, that you could wear? No, don't worry about that. Just a grey tracksuit will do, darling. That'd be nice. Have you got one of those tight tracksuits that I've seen people wearing now? A tight tracksuit, dear. Huh? We have red bin bags. And we go around, sometimes when I'm feeling very, very important, with my high-vis jacket on. And you can sort of walk around with your nose in the air, collecting litter. It makes you feel good. And I covered a very large area today and only filled up one bin bag. Now, you think to yourself, well, that's quite a lot of litter, one bin bag. Yes, it is, but you don't really... I can't explain to you really how large the area... OK, I walked 6 miles. 6 miles. And in that 6 miles, I picked up a bin bag full of litter, which I deposited at a place. Let's take a call. Hello, who's on the line, please?
Hello.
Hello, who's that?
It's Tina.
Hello, Tina. Tina. Oh, my God, is it Mark Bowles' girlfriend?
Yes, it was.
Oh, very busy at the moment. I'm not really taking calls tonight. Oh. Yeah, well, don't know what to say really, Tina.
Would you like to speak to Mark?
I've never spoken to him on the phone, Tina. It's Mark Bowles' girlfriend.
You have?
Oh my God, it's
You
Mark
spoke
Bowles'
to him
girlfriend.
once on the phone.
Oh my God, I don't know what to say to her now. What do I say? You know how much I hate her. Sorry?
Oh, how rude!
How rude what?
You hate me!
I never said that. Who said that? Is there interference on this line? Is there interference on here, Tina?
Hello, gorgeous.
Oh my God, it's Mark Bowles' voice. This is the first time I've ever heard your voice, Mark. You sent me that filthy, dirty message the other day, but I think it was a recording from someone else.
Oh, you wish.
Oh my God. Speak to me. Let's hear the voice.
Wow, what do you want to know?
I don't know. What should we talk about, dear?
How long have you got?
Pardon?
How long have you got?
I think that's a very personal question, and I'm not sure you should be asking that on my radio show.
How much time have you got, dear?
How much time? I've got age. I've got hours to spend with you. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Hang on a minute. Oh, I know. Yep, I've got to turn that one up. Sorry, I'm getting confused with my. You've made me all of a fluster, to be honest, and I'm not sure which buttons I'm pushing up and which ones I want to go down. Sorry, which ones I'm pulling down.
Wow. What have you been doing with your litter picking? Have you been litter picking today?
I have been litter picking today, right? And today was my second most successful litter pick. Now, have you any idea why that would be, Mark? Why is it a second successful litter pick? Go on, have a guess.
Well, I wouldn't like to guess. What did you find?
I found, ding, this crisp £5 note in the road. I'm so happy.
Did you really?
Yeah, I found a fiver. I found a tenner once, right? Now get this, Mark. Get this. It's quite funny, actually. The tenner I found in like a wooded area which is kind of near the road, right? It's in between two roads. There's like this wooded area, and you go up a hill. Now, I went up there. I've been up there a few times, and what seems to gather up there is plastic bottles and little plastic bags, about an inch big, with a little ceiling thing at the top, and strange-looking cigarette ends. And I was up there once. I found a tenner. Well, that's obviously popped out of some dealer's pocket, isn't it? And today, £5. Thank you very much.
Was there any skeletons nearby when you found it?
There were no skeletons up there at all. No. No, I don't think they're doing cannibalism or anything like that. Shrunken heads, you know. I expect a few... Sorry, carry on.
Dear, go on.
You go.
I dread to think what the chat box is. I bet the chat box is going completely crazy with me on the phone. Do you not reckon?
Who knows? We don't go in the chat box. We don't go in the chat box. No, we don't go in there. There's too much trouble in the chat box. They're screaming and shouting at each other. I expect most of them are having a little go at George, and George is having a go back. And it doesn't make a very interesting conversation, I don't think.
No, well, I thought that, but then again, I've heard Daniel on the phone, and I mean, it's about as exciting as watching a paint dry.
Poor Daniel. Do you not enjoy his conversations then, Mark?
Bless him. Of course I do. I love Daniel. He's always got something interesting to say.
Yeah, well, I hope he does at some point, to be honest.
I'm waiting for George's nan to be on the phone.
I'm very much looking forward to George's nan's to be on the phone. That would be lovely to have her on there. I really would like to send her some flowers, you know, lilies or something like that, I think.
I wouldn't bother. I won't waste your time.
What have you been doing today? Have you been out with your little boy somewhere?
No, I've been to the pub. I've been playing darts. I had a dart match. So it finished about an hour and a half ago.
And did you win?
Of course.
Do you win money?
Yeah, at the end of the season you do, yeah.
Oh, you keep putting into it or something like that, do you?
Yeah, if you win the league, it's like a £100 prize.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now,
but,
we were having a little conversation the other day, and I would love you to sing us a little song, because I think you'd be good at karaoke somehow.
No, I would. If I even attempted to sing, I'd break your mic.
What about Tina? Would she go? Does she do karaoke? Tina, pretty ballerina.
Do you do karaoke? Hell no. Christ, no.
No. I Will Survive or something like that. That's usually popular with the girls. Or Britney Spears.
No, the trouble is, I've heard the karaoke on a Friday, and I don't want to insult anybody, but that's the reason I don't sing.
Well, it's been quite a few weeks now, and we're still hunting for a decent singer.
Yeah, well, you need to keep hunting, because you're not going to find one here, unfortunately.
Now, you're in Somerset, aren't you? Are you in country or town?
It's a bit of both, to be honest. We're in Wellington, which is just on the outskirts of Taunton.
Right. I mean, it's been years. I was a child when I think I was a young teenager. The last time we went to Somerset, that would have been on. I think we hired like a bungalow or a cottage or something like that. My mum and dad. We used to have sort of a 2-week holiday. 1 week, which would be at Pontins. Did you ever have a Pontins in Somerset?
Yeah, we got one. It's at Minehead, but I won't waste your time.
No, that's Butlins. That'd be Butlins at Minehead.
Oh, Pontins?
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's a Pontins.
I don't know. But we used to have a week at a holiday camp and a week in a bungalow, cottage, holiday place sort of thing. And I know we had one in Somerset once, but I can't remember where it was. Is Dawlish in Somerset, or is that Devon? Or
no, I suppose it's classed as Devon. Yeah, Dawlish is, yeah.
Oh, is it? Right, okay. So I don't know where that is, though.
The only exciting things that happen up here is the occasional countryman eating straw or drinking cider. Nothing else happens up here.
Is there much to do at night, or have you got to travel into town, sort of thing?
Christ, no, dear. No, it's dead as a grave up here at night.
Yeah.
That's why I listen to you, dear.
Is it? Oh, you just said dear then. Oh, it's catching. Oh, that's a dead giveaway, that is. Tina, move him out now before you get upset, my love. I was on one of my litter picks up at Lincolnshire last week, it was. I was going along the river, and I got to the end of the river, Tattershaw Bridge, and this bloke's getting out of the car, about the same, a little bit younger than me. And I talk to people all the time, Mark. You know, they've only got to walk, all right, mate, like that. You know, you probably do the same. All right, never even seen them before. All right, hello, mate.
Well,
Mate.
I hope you're not filling any void until I'm there,
No,
dear.
certainly not. You'll be the only one filling. You'll be the only one doing the filling, I'm telling you that now. Anyway, so he's got out of the car and he's walking along. I said, lovely day, innit, mate? He said, yeah. He says, you from round here? I said, no, I've got a caravan down at the site about 2 miles down the road. I said, what about you? He said, yeah, I moved here from, I think, Hertfordshire or something like that he moved from. I said, isn't it lovely to be here? He said, well, yeah, it is, but not in the winter. There's nothing to do in the winter. Nothing. It's all right, summertime, you can go out for walks. Even at night time, you can go out for walks if you really want to. But winter, you don't want to be out walking around 8, 9 o'clock at night. And I think this was where, you may remember, I tried to move last year, didn't I? To Lincolnshire. And I think my problem is I've been out working too many nights with loads of people doing my job. And then
Sorry, dear, my little boy's waving frantically at the TV to you.
Oh, hello. What's his name again?
SJ.
SJ.
Yeah.
SJ is in the house. He's in the house. Hello, SJ. Yeah. And I think that was my problem. That's why I couldn't move. I need to be sort of near somewhere where I can go in and find people, I think. If not at the moment, obviously, but maybe in a year's time, because the old COVID is going on a bit, isn't it? Have you had the COVID?
No, I've had the first jab. I got my second jab in 4 days.
Oh, have you? Okay. Well, if you want to book I've got my calendar here. So 3 weeks after that second jab, did you want to meet up at that point? You know, or something, I don't know.
Well, it'd have to be me on my own, dear.
Eh?
It would have to be just me on my own.
Well, of course, I don't want to bring her, do I? Why would I want to bring her? Why would I ever want to meet her? Stupid thing to say, dear. I thought you were more intelligent than that, Mark.
Is there much to do up at Lincolnshire or not, where your caravan is?
I bought that to be near my sister and her family, and in particular, the children. You know, unfortunately, just as I bought it, my niece moved to Cyprus for 3 years, but that's coming to an end now. They may or may not move back to the area. They might be posted elsewhere. Could be Vegas, could be Scotland, could be Oxford, could be anywhere. You know, it just depends where they get posted to. But that's why I bought it. If they weren't there, probably not the best place to have a caravan. I mean, I can come out my caravan and walk one way is the river, and the other way is just fields. There's lots, you can walk through miles and miles of open countryside, right? But you can't actually walk anywhere. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't walk.
See, yeah.
I mean, if you want, the nearest shop to walk to would be about an hour and a half to walk there and an hour and a half back.
What about your bicycle?
The bike, yeah, I can do that in 45 minutes to and from the shop. Yeah.
I'd give anything for a backie on your bike.
Would you? Oh,
I
yeah,
would.
there's plenty of room on that saddle for both of us. Well, my arse is a bit fat at the moment, but I could work a little bit more on it for you. So there's more.
I'm
more
sure
room,
we could squeeze us both on there.
so there's more room on the saddle.
You're all heart.
It's an old bike. That's a really old bike, that one I've got in Lincolnshire. My nephew sourced it for me. I think it was just what you get up there is houses that just outside the house, like on a table or just leaning against a wall, will be
Just
items.
a load of old,
Yeah, items. And I know some of the people out there, in particular where he got this bike from, although I don't think the bloke's doing it anymore, he used to go up to Boston Market, I think on a Tuesday, and there would be loads of old bikes, including me. You know what I mean? Anyway.
I was going to say, I can name a few old bikes, believe me.
And he would buy a few of these bikes, I don't know, for 5-10 quid or something like that. He'd pick them up, take them to his house, oil them a bit, perhaps do a couple of nuts out, put them outside his house, and I paid 30 quid for that bike. 30 quid.
Oh,
Can't
Don't
go
do
wrong.
it. I could do with an oil and my nuts tightened.
Oh, I don't believe that for one moment. I think you're all oiled and ready to go. Yes, you're like an electric bike.
I wouldn't bet on that, dear.
I'll plug you in for a while, dear.
Is Mr. Brownlow with us? Do you know?
Is it the what?
Is Mr. Brownlow with us tonight? Is he?
I have no
is he
idea.
gonna-
I don't know. I seriously, a lot of people don't believe me when I say I'm not in the chat box. I'm really not. I don't see anything going on in there at all. I just read the messages.
I dread to think. I mean, I look forward to your shows, but as soon as Mr. Brownlow's on, I know it's sleep time.
You turn off, do you?
Yeah, bless him. He sends me to sleep, does Mr. Brownlow.
Well, it seems to be the case with most of the people that call in here send you to sleep.
Okay, well, I think I've hogged your phone line long enough. I just hope I sound as sexy as I look.
Oh, you certainly do. Believe me, when this show is finished, I'll watch a bit of telly, have a cup of tea, and when I go to bed, I will be playing this call back. I'm going to put it on I'm going to make an MP3 of it, and then put it on my Winamp player on my mobile phone, and just have it on loop, and then drift off to sleep. How blooming marvellous is that? Of course, I think what I'll do first is I'll cut out my talking bits, because they would just send me to sleep.
Yeah, I'd cut out her talking bits as well. Just have me.
Very, very sensible, Mark. I should have had your little picture up there. This is who we're talking to tonight, gang, on the phone there, with his bench. Is that a real bench T-shirt?
Of course, it's real, dear. There's no fakeness here.
Is that one of those that's come out of Sri Lanka or somewhere like that? Is it?
No, it's not. It's all real here, dear. What you see is what you get.
Is it North Korea? Was that made in North Korea?
No, it was not.
In the label, is there a little picture of a fat bald man with a funny haircut?
No, in the label it's got Fruit of the Loom.
Oh dear. Actually, talking about that, my mate went to Thailand. Here's the weird thing. He was always gay, always from a little boy, right? Always. And he met a woman in Thailand and fell in love with her and brought her home and eventually got married. He's got his own. He's as happy as anything. Happy as anything.
Well, Elton John was married, dear.
You was married as well, was you?
No, Elton John was married, wasn't he?
Yeah, so was I. I was married. Not for very long, but I was married. Anyway, so he's
well, you got to keep trying these things until you know for sure.
Try everything once until you find the right thing. That's what I say. Eventually I did. Cats. You know, cats. They never let you down. They only bother you, cats, when they want something to eat. That's the only time they really bother you.
That's a bit like me.
Eh?
That's a bit like me. I only bother you if I'm hungry.
Is that right? They come up to you when you're, 7 o'clock in the morning, and it'll start with a little meow. 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 No response. Up it gets on the bed. Meow. Meow. No response. Old Katie the cat, I haven't got her anymore. And then she used to go on me. I'd be sleeping probably on my side. She'd then climb on my foot and then walk up and down me. Still no response. Then she comes right up to your face and starts prodding you gently with her paw until you get up and.
Oh no, dear! I'd lick your face till you gave me some kitty cat.
Oh, don't! Do you watch that bloke on YouTube, Alex Belfield?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Oh, he's so funny. He's trying to take the. He's got a court case, something to do with the BBC, because he's one of them whistleblowers who tells us what's happening.
That's it, yeah.
They don't want you to know. I do believe actually everything he says. I think apart from the serious side of it, he's very, very funny. And he was saying on his show yesterday morning, I'm sure Fran Green would have seen this. He said, "I was an unwanted child, you know." Oh yes, they didn't want me. It took me 7 months to realise that pedigree wasn't baby food. And he comes out with stuff like that. He's so funny. Alex Belfield on the old YouTube there, or as he says, the tippy tappy.
Well, I'll have to look that up. I think I'll have to have a look. Look at that.
Please do. Well, lovely to talk to you after all this time, Mark. And
you, Chris. Hopefully, one day soon we'll meet.
Yeah, can you do me a favour? Next time you call up, does Tina have to be on the phone as well? Because that was a little bit off-putting, that was. I got a bit scared there. I'll be honest with you. I got a bit scared then.
No, dear. Next time I'll leave it to after the show and I'll ring you privately.
All right, then. Bye, Tina, and you, and SJ. Is it SJ?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Bye, SJ. Thanks, Mark.
Lovely talking to you, Chris.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Mark. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to stop the show now. I can't cope now. Oh, that's too much. Oh, God. Oh, God's sake, man. Oh. I don't want to make a fool of myself. I mean, I don't want to come across as someone who would throw themselves at someone. Do you know what I mean? I want to take a step back. I don't want to come across who's throwing themselves at someone. Because there's plenty of those people about, haven't they? Gemma Collins and Ard, for example, isn't it? Let's read some of your messages coming through there. John Parrish says, my dad used to throw Alka-Seltzer at seagulls when they flew up and they blow up with the fizz. Poor little seagulls. How cruel you are. Mandy Davenport, Pontins is in Breen Sands, Somerset. I thought there was a Pontins there, but I'll be honest, I don't think we went to Breen Sands. We went to Riviera. That was in Weymouth. That was a lovely one. Pontins was so good when we were kids. And you read some of the stories that go on there now, and it's terrible now. They just don't seem to have kept their estates, nice and up to date and clean. That being said, my mate was round here. He said, "When are you going to update this house?" And to me, it doesn't matter. You see, I love this. I love it where I live. It's nothing. I'll be honest with you. It's nothing special. It's an ex-council 3-bedroomed house I live in, but I love it. I love it. If you came, excuse me, if you came round here and, you've come from, I don't know, like a modern house, you would think it was dated in here. The kitchens was done, 26 years ago. Same as the bathroom, that was done 26 years ago. We've had a couple of coats of paint here, there and everywhere, but certainly the kitchen needs doing at the moment. And my bedroom, since I took the old air conditioning, there's a bloody great hole in the wall, like this, which at the moment is it's filled with bubble wrap and a piece of plastic, and it looks dreadful, and that's got to be done, But at some point, I suppose. Good evening to Peter Lake. Evening, Peter. How you doing? That's Peter in Woodall Spa, who I saw the other day. Nice to see you, Peter. Thank you. Ollie K. Has my tip come through? First time using PayPal. I think, Ollie, don't you send me money, mate. Oh, Ollie, you haven't sent me money, have you? Hang on, I'll be able to tell on here, actually. PayPal. Don't be sending me money, Ollie. Please, honestly, don't send me any more money if you have. Touch ID. Look, touch ID. Look, touch. Can you do that on your phone? Touch. You just touch it. Doesn't always work, actually. Oh, Ollie, you have, haven't you? God, let me play this for you, Ollie. Now, don't you ever send me any more money. I'll tell you what. I can't take money from children like that. He's 13 years old, Ollie. Thank you very much, but please don't send any more. Plus, could you ask your dad, and the message will have to come back from your dad, okay, and not you, if that's okay with it. Well, it has to. Okay, if you ask your dad, could I have an address to send you something? And I will send you something in the post. It will be a surprise. La 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 la. Surprise, surprise. The honesty that hits you between the eyes. I can't have you sending me money. So please, have a word with your dad. If you get your dad to send me a Facebook message so I know it's from him with an address, it could be your address or an address to send something to you, and I'll pop something in the post to you tomorrow, okay? And you will like it. I know you like it. All right, Ollie? Okay? Please do that. Good. Excellent. Now, what else have we got here? Let's have a look at the emails there. Gary Ross, yes. What's this again? Prince Harry and Meghan announced that they've had a baby girl. What's it called? Oh, I saw this. Is it Lilibert or something? Which was, of course, the Queen's nickname, wasn't it? Can I just have a bit of this? There's something causing a little bit of a cough tonight. That's better. I've got these standing by just in case Dan calls in later on. Good. All right. What else have we got here? I won't tell you what I'm going to send you, but I'll put something in the post for it, and you'll like it, okay? You'll like it. You'll like it. Thank you. Did we get to the end of that story then? Yes, the seagulls. No one's been attacked by seagulls before? No one been attacked by seagulls? Okay. Phone lines open 020 8144 3477 for your local London number. All right. My mate recently bought a new shower. Okay, his old one is broken. You got the wrong word then. His old one is a bit broken. It doesn't heat up the water. He's had a couple of people in and got to have a new shower. So then he orders it, right? And this is so indicative of how shops and businesses run now. Absolutely ludicrous. So he's got this shower and it arrived. The replacement shower. And now he's got to get a plumber. I think he's having it installed on Tuesday to change it over. So his new shower arrived. Now, my mate is very good at saving money, getting stuff for nothing, getting good deals. He's very, very good at all that, right? And he checked back on the website a couple of days later, and lo and behold, the same shower was 40 quid less. Special offer. So he's rung them up straight away. You got that shower on there, it's 40 quid off now. Can I have the £40? No, I'm afraid you can't. Well, why not? I mean, you're selling it, you're still making a profit. Yeah, but that's the price that you paid. Now, the thing is, he mail ordered it. And pay attention, because you might not know this. If you mail order anything, okay, you can return it for whatever reason. Doesn't have to be something wrong with it. If you simply don't want it, you send it back. End of. Amazon are well known for this. It works really well on Amazon. You contact them, don't want this. They ask you a reason, you don't have to give one. And then you literally take it down the post office. I don't think you even need to print off a label, if I remember rightly. You take it down the post office, they do a beep beep thing with it. Or you get a little code on your phone, you know, one of those dot boxes. One of those lots of dots in a box and lines and things like that. You get one of those on your phone and you show the phone, okay? And that's it. They print off a label and off it goes, and you get refunded almost instantly. You don't have to often wait for it even to get back. You get the refund literally as soon as you dropped it off at the post office. It works very well. And it's the same with anything else. Anything you order online, you have a right to send back for whatever reason. Not the same if you go and buy something down a shop. You go in Marks and Spencer's, although I would imagine they would give you the money back or whatever, because they're pretty good at that. But they don't have to. You go down Marks and Spencer's, you buy a blue jumper. Next day, you go back to Marks and Spencer's with your blue jumper. Hello, I bought a blue jumper, but I want a red jumper. Can I change this, please? No. Can I have a refund? No. They do not have to give you a refund or a change or anything like that just because you changed your mind. If there's something wrong with it, that's a different thing altogether. With the internet, you can. You order the blue jumper from Marks and Spencer's online, okay? Get the blue jumper. No, I don't like it. I'll send it back. You send it back. You get the red one. End of. Now, Marks and Spencer's, you might go into Marks and Spencer's. I bought the blue jumper. I want a red one. And they may well, out of their own goodwill, decide to change that for you. But they don't have to. And not everyone will. So, So he's on the phone to this company, £40. I'm afraid you bought it for that price. Well, how do I get it for the other price when I'm afraid you can't? He said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'm returning this shower to you, and then I'll reorder it at the other price. Can I do that? Are you really going to do that? I said, well, can you give the £40 back? No. No, can't do it over the phone. Can't do it over the phone. Can't do it on the internet. So then, they get this right. You'll love this. You'll love this. So they send him the label, prints it all out, and they arrange for a courier to come and collect it. At the same time, he orders the same shower for £40 less. Okay? And pays for that. I think it was the next day, a man comes to his house. Hello, sir. I've got something for you and I've come to pick something up. So he goes, there's your parcel. Gives him the parcel. A new shower. Okay, mate. My mate then picks up the other shower that they sent a few days before. He said, it's the same thing. The courier said, it's the same thing. He said, yeah, I know. He said, that's the way I've had to do it to save the 40 quid. Now, how ridiculous is that? And that, of course, has cost the company money. All right, it might only be the postage. I don't know what they would have paid for something like that. Let's say £10, £15. But nevertheless, that's £10 to £15 that they didn't have to pay out. But because their systems can't cope with that, they can't have just sent him the £40 back. The courier came, gave him the new shower, and the same courier took the old shower away, which is brand new and hasn't come here even out of the box, still sealed up, and took that back. How ridiculous is that? It reminds me a little bit of years ago. I wanted some tyres. I wanted a tyre for my car. Okay, so I went to Quick Fit. I don't go to Quick Fit anymore. I remember going for a tyre there once, and it's just a joke. They oh, well, just check your other tyres. Oh, actually, you need 4. No, I don't. I need 1 tyre. I need 1 tyre. Well, I'm looking at the other ones. I think you need 4. No, I don't. I need 1 tyre. I am buying 1 tyre from you. Do you want us to have a look at the exhaust? No. 1 tyre. Are you deaf? Idiots? So I'd seen online that there's a special offer, okay, on the internet. I don't know, tyres, £35, whatever. So I've gone down to the Quick Fit. Hello, mate. Saw you had in the paper. I need a tyre for my car there. So he's looking it up on the end. They come out and look at the tyre. Do you want us to look at? No, just that tyre, please, mate. Well, we'll just check them anyway. So then they go round the car and they produce you this little gadget thing. It's a little bit like a pen, and they prod it in where the tread is, and it measures. You know. Well, that's the measurement at the moment. 1 tyre, 1. Thank you. Oh, these people. Anyway, so he goes on. Yeah, okay, well, we can do that while from for you. That's £57. On the internet, it says it's £35. Yeah, but that's the internet price. Right, well, can you do it for that then, please? No, we can't do it like that. You have to order it on the internet. Oh, well, can you do that? Can you do that on your computer? Like, order it on the internet there? And then I'll pay the 37. It's just to say it was £37 on the internet, right? It's £20 cheaper. No, I can't do that anymore. Can't do that, I'm afraid, sir. Well, you must be able to. Could you just order it on the internet? Or perhaps I can use your computer and I'll order it from you. No, we can't do it that way. I said, so I've got to go home and order this off the internet for the £37. Yeah, I'm afraid so, sir. So there's nothing you can do here? No, you have to order it on the internet. Okay. Right, well, I'll go home and order it on the internet. Where do I take it then? Bring it back here. So I can go in the shop and I can have a tyre there and there for £55. But if I want it for £37, I've got to go all the way back, open up my computer. Well, you wouldn't have to do that now. You can probably do it on the phone now, right? This is how long ago that was. You know, we didn't have really smartphones to do all this stuff. Excuse me. Order it on the internet and then come back to exactly where I'm standing here now to get the 37. Yes, sir. I said, I'll tell you what, forget it. And I went down Toyota. It's the same sort of thing. I mean, how stupid are people? How stupid is that? And we see this all the time, don't we? We see it all the time. It's a bit like this, you know, every year I go around and check out my electric and gas prices or the car insurance price or some crap like that. Look at the car insurance price this year. All the papers were telling us insurance for cars will go down. It's highly likely to go down this year because no bugger's been driving anywhere. Our cars have been sat outside houses or in the bleeding garage. Mine was sitting in the garage for months. I only bought it out to turn the tyres around and keep the engine lubricated. There's a word that Mark Bowles would like, lubricated. And that car insurance came, the renewal. Last year, £440. This year, £629. Are you for real? I was fuming when I got that. How dare you? How dare you even try and get that money out of me? And I went on the comparisons website and I got it, I think, for £340. £100 less than what I paid last year. They wanted to put another £200 on top. That's how this world works now. You get nothing for loyalty. Nothing. Shocking. Anyway, that's my mate in his shower there. Gary Ross says, I'd done that with buying stuff online as it's covered by distance seller regulations. This is Gary Ross in Northern Ireland. Same with joining up on Virgin Media or British Telecom services. You automatically get a 14-day cooling off period, which indeed you do. But again, when it comes to renewing your Virgin Media or your British Telecom Talk, wherever it is, whatever internet you've got perhaps, you go online. When you're about to come to the renewal thing, go online and see who's the cheapest. And then, all right, you'll probably have to wait until the day your contract runs out, right? And on that day or the day after, you ring up the provider you're with and tell them you found another deal with whoever else and it's costing you this. Do your own work. Make sure it's roughly the same speed and all that business. And then you tell them, well, they're doing it for £20. You're charging me £34. Will you match that price? No. Be prepared to walk away. Okay? Okay, well, fine. Cancel my contract. And they will put you through to someone and they're very likely to match the cheapest one that you found. I do it every year. I'm paying £31 for my 200 meg Virgin Media broadband. Don't take it from me. Look up what that should be. I'm paying £31 a month for that. 200 meg down, 20 up. Here. I pay £31. Go and look it up. What do Virgin Media charge for 200 meg? Okay, have a look. Mark, let's see. So nice to hear you, love. I'd ride your bike any day. I hope so, Mark. I look forward to that, my love. I've got my WD-40 standing by. Not that I need any of that. You know, kind of make me own. Mark wants to know, George. Is George with us tonight? Has he got a bicycle yet? Anyone else want to call in tonight? 0208 144 3477 is my local London number. If you're in that chat box and you're trying to send me a message by talking to me on there, I'm not in the chat box. Please, you need to either send a text 07451 287 337, or you can use the email there, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Let me just see if Ollie's dad has sent me a little message yet. Then I can deal with that tomorrow. Oh, that's very slow, isn't it? No, not yet. Okay. Get your dad to send us a message, Ollie, where I can send something to you, okay? And no more sending me money, my friend. All right. Thank you, but thank you very much anyway. Alrighty. Where to find really cheap plants? Now, I say about being ripped off on that. Certainly Homebase and places like that seem to have got particularly expensive for plants now. Like £5 for a decent sized one, whereas I'm sure they were like £2 or £3 last year. The one place that does seem to be still reasonable and is like one of the larger places, B&Q. Me and my mate, when I went to Mum's grave, Mum and Dad's grave a couple of weeks ago, we go past a large B&Q. Actually, I'd never been in there before. In New Malden, which is on the A3, going towards Putney Vale Cemetery. And I wanted to stop in there. I had some plants already, but I didn't think I had enough. So I wanted some more plants and, like, you know, the massive bags of earth, 50 litres, very heavy. Poor old critter. Hey, Mark, I need you to carry my bags of earth when I do my gardening. You know, when I'm getting on your nerves, I'll just disappear into the garden and plant a few more plants, you see. But I will need you to carry in, and I know you'll be able to do that, the big 50-litre bags of earth, please. And we got a few bits and pieces in the New Malden B&Q. Massive. This shop it's on 2 floors. This shop is enormous, B&Q in New Malden. I've been in lots of B&Qs, but I've never seen one that size. There's one in Boston, and they got everything you need. But this one is enormous. Upstairs and downstairs. Anyway, so we went in there. And the plants there were actually reasonably priced. Much better price point than they were in Sainsbury's Homebase. Very expensive in Homebase. And the garden centres as well. Very expensive, right? And I think Vera saw our little thing up when I was working out the show last night. I started working the show out last night. And Vera says you can buy cheap plants in someone else's garden. She says, no, seriously, you can find cheap plants at farmers' markets or at a school fete or even the market stalls in the high street. So thanks very much, Vera, for that. Also, actually, if you buy plants really small, they tend to be quite cheap. Now, my sister went into the co-op 4 or 5 weeks ago now. She knew I wanted some plants. And actually, we drove around and we looked outside some people's houses. But they were... The price outside people's houses, I thought people were being a little bit overzealous with their pricing. And they were tended to be £3 or £4 a plant outside people's houses. Whereas I think, you know, on a trellis stable outside a house, you'd be looking at more like £1, maybe £1.50. So I thought they were a little bit dear. Anyway, she went into the co-op. She bought 24 little geraniums that high. £8. You know, that's okay. That's fine. And they've all been planted and none of them have died and they're all growing. Mainly up at the caravan, those ones, you know. The other place to do it is on Facebook Marketplace. And that's what my mate does. And yesterday, we set off to Wokingham, which is not far from here. Round to this little old lady's house. And we pulled in there. And dirt cheap plants. Dirt cheap. And he'd already decided what he'd wanted. And he had, do you want anything? I said, well, I'll have a couple of foxgloves, you know. I said, how much are they? 50 pence. 50 pence. Now, the foxgloves are about that big, okay? You can go in the garden centre and buy a big potted foxglove, that big, £8. £8, right? That one, 50 pence. And as I say, just a little bit love and attention. In a few weeks' time, that will be that big. So we pulled into this lady's yard. He said, have you got £2 change? I said, no, I haven't. He said, oh, I haven't got any change on me. I said, well, I've got fivers. I've got a couple of fivers and a couple, because it's just been paid on Friday, hadn't I? So I had a bit of cash, but I didn't have any change at all. Oh, he said, I'll have to ask her for change. I said, oh, for Christ, for F's sake, I said to him, just give her the £10. I said, we're getting it cheap as it is. Oh, well, I'll get another couple of plots. He wouldn't give her the other £2. I would have just given her the tenner. Thanks very much. There you go, my love. Okay, so we're in there. And he's got his plants. She's already got her plants laid out. And I'm always worried that a lady on her own, or perhaps an elderly person, might be a little bit wary of two blokes coming towards her, you know. They wouldn't worry about him because he's camp. He is as camp as a bloody Christmas tree, my mate. Seriously, he is. Right? Not like me, straight acting. You know, you wouldn't know unless I told you, would you? You know, even now you're probably thinking, don't know about that, Chris Reardon. Yeah, I don't believe it. I think it's all a show. So he's there, and I'm keeping back at the car. This is my friend. Would it be okay? Oh yeah, bring him in. I said, are you sure, love? I don't mind standing out here. No, come in, my love. Little old lady is. So she's opened her side gate, and we've gone in there, and in there is her little garden, right? And she's got like a plastic greenhouse and tables all along the side of her house with all these little plants growing. You see, and these people sell them. It's not so much. I honestly don't think to these people it's a money-making thing. To them, it's a bit of a hobby. You know, a little bit of a hobby. And if they can perhaps make a little bit of money to buy more pots or more earth, you know, because these things are not cheap. Yeah, a big bag of earth is going to cost you about £9. Big bag of earth. Yeah, you get a lot of plants out of it. But then they buy pots and they buy seeds. They don't make much out of it. You know. It's their hobby. And they appreciate people coming and buying their stuff for dirt cheap prices. 50p a plant. You know, how can you go wrong with that? So he's got his plants there. A little bit like this, you know. Don't make any money doing this. Now and again. Today Ollie sent me a few quid. Thank you very much, Ollie. Sometimes Gary Ross sends me a few quid. And it's very nice. You know, I don't ask for money ever. It's there if you want to do it, you know. And it's nice to do that. So it's very nice to get it. And similarly, this lady with her plants, that's her hobby. Give a little bit of money for it. 50p. I'm not ripped off. Nowhere near ripped off. Nowhere near it. I would be happily paid £1, £1.50 a plant. She wants 50p a plant. That's all. So he's got his plants there. He said, I haven't got any change here. I said, are these more foxgloves here? She said, yes, they are, love. And there were 10 foxgloves in this little tray thing. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, make up the £2. If it's all right with you, I'll just have a couple of these. Oh, she said, you can take all of those. I said, no, I don't want to take all of them, my love. Two's enough. She said, I'll take them all. We got loads growing out the back. So she then gives me 10 foxgloves for £2, basically. That is how you get cheap plants. Look on the Facebook Marketplace type thing. Maybe on eBay as well. Or perhaps on eBay, people will be selling plants off there. Just keep an eye out. Maybe your local newsagent. I'm sure they'll have a little bit of card in your newsagent. You know, someone taking time to make little plants and tomato plants. There's always tomato. They're so easy to grow tomato plants from seeds. And we're in the car, so we've got two large trays of plants like this. They were, and I've got we've got what we did in the end. We got back to his house. And he said, look, do you want all those foxgloves? I said, well, whatever, you know. He said, how about if we just split the plants? He said, you have half and I'll have half. I said, yeah, that's fine by me. And I ended up with about 5 foxgloves. 4 of these plants, one of which was a double, of, I don't know what they're called. They're similar to foxgloves, but they get much taller. Not quite sure what they're called. They've got like spines down the shaft. Sorry, Mark. That's down the stem. Spines down the stem they've got. So a little bit, not like really sharp, but you can certainly a little bit of a prickle, you know, on your fingers there. So I got some of those and some marigolds and a couple of other little bits and pieces which I've got to put in. Haven't done them yet. Fantastic. All right. So there's a little lesson for you to learn there if you want cheap plants. What's that? What we got here? Mark says, I'll sling them over one... Oh, here we go. The bags of earth. I'll sling them over one shoulder and you over the other. Oh, that's more like it. Have you got a little fireman's outfit as well, Mark, if possible? Okay, thank you, sir. Cheap plants, that's how to do it, my loves. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in tonight, or send a text message to get your message to me. 07 451 287 337 is my text in number. As well as finding this morning, do you know what I also found this morning? A bike. A bike. Now, I think it's either been nicked. Someone was walking past while I was wheeling this bike. I said, look what I found today. And it was literally in the play area. There's a little children's play area, which has got a double use, actually, that children's play area. During the daytime, little children are in there on the old roundabout, bouncing up and down on that tambourine and on the swings, going like that. Like that they are on the swings. Right? At night time, the teenagers go over and smoke their drugs. So the council have got good value for money, they really, haven't they? They've got a teenage community meeting area. Yeah, man. That smell, the smell, dear. Oh, I can't bear it. And bottles and things like that gather there, which I go and collect the next day. And during the daytime, a children's play area. And that's where the bike was. It was just laying on the ground. It wasn't a child's bike, you know. And I picked it up and I'm wheeling it around. And then I looked at it. Well, both tyres are flat. And the chain, well, I don't think that's ever been oiled. It was rusty, the train. So I don't know if it's been nicked or whatever. Anyway, I put it up against the a certain point that people would know. And I took a photograph of it, of just the bike leaning up against this thing. And I put that on the Bracknell Facebook group, so in the hope that it might be someone who's lost a bike or had one nicked might see it, and then they can just come and collect it later on. So I found a bike this morning, and also a shopping trolley from the range. Right? You probably think to yourself, well, there's nothing unusual about finding a shopping trolley somewhere in the countryside, and that would be true to say, except the range is miles away from here. It's like 45 minutes walk from my house, the range. So I don't know how that's got there, except the only thing I can think of is someone's got something very heavy and they've wheeled that thing all the way back. And yet no one does anything, do they? You know, no one's, never saw a thing, but didn't see a thing. No, of course you didn't. So I've put that against a bin. Both of those items, I'll check on those this week, and if no one collects them, I can take them to a pickup point, which the volunteer litter people do. That would be quite good, wouldn't it? All right. Thanks very much to Gary Ross, sending in this little story about the delightful Miss Open Legs herself, Katie Price. How are you, Katie? Yeah, I'm really well. I'm Katie Price. Hello, I'm Katie. Perhaps you could teach her bottom bits to speak, because they seem to be open even more than her mouth, don't they? Have you noticed that? Anyway, Katie Price in The Sun has denied reports she's been offered big money. Do you remember that? Big money. Max Bygraves on Family Fortunes. Big money. Remember that? Katie Price has denied reports she's been offered a big money deal to go on Big Brother Australia. She won the UK show in 2015, but her time on the series was marred by illness after one of her breast implants leaked and caused an infection, which is not something really to joke about. Some of these ladies, especially, they've had like cheap ones done. You know, I think I seem to remember some story once. The proper ones are very like pliable, aren't they? Like what would you say they were like? Like a gel inside. But there were cheap ones done, weren't there? Which went hard. And they started leaking into women's bodies and causing terrible damage to the bodies. My personal opinion is that you wouldn't have something done like that anyway. But nevertheless, people do it. And she had a problem with one of hers, didn't she? I remember that. Anyway, a source told the Daily Mirror Katie's really popular in Australia. She goes on the morning show. She always trends. There's real excitement about her. Producers watched her on the British version and instantly knew she'd be a hit with Aussie viewers. But Katie's denied she's been offered a deal. When approached by The Sun, neither Katie or her management have been approached and not engaged in any such talks. It says suck talks. It's bad editing, The Sun, dear. Suck talks, it says. Such talks, it should say. Or offers have been made with CBB Australia, her representative said there. And there's a picture of her. You see, this could be me and you, Mark. There's a picture of her and that. What's his name? Carl Woods. I can't believe she's still with him. Blimey. She's obviously doing something right. Oh, now what could that possibly be, Carl? Yeah, look. I can see this as me and you there, really, Mark. There you go. Carl Woods and Katie Price there. Look, what's she doing with him? Look at her face, all puffed out. Look. What's she done to her face? I think she may well have just had the facial surgery there, because I think your face looks... I mean, if people want to do that to themselves, then that's fine. You know, but it's just not for me. Really. My mate is always going, why don't you have some fillers there to ruin your... No, thank you. Don't want fillers. Don't want fillers. He has them. Don't tell him I told... If he ever comes on this show, don't tell him I told you that. He has all sorts done. Fillers, liposuction. Not that I'm one to talk or spread malicious rumours about anyone, you understand that. He has it all done, dear. John Parrish, did you make your rhubarb crumble yet? Sadly not, no. No, I literally haven't had time. I don't know how long the rhubarb lasts. I have, however, John, I am going to check. In actual fact, don't take that long. How long does it take for the rhubarb to cook in a pan? How long does that take? Because then you put it in and then put your crumble on. I am cheating a lot, John. Now, Sherry, the delightful, beautiful Sherry, I do hope to meet you one day, Sherry. Not John, just you. Just you, John. Please don't bring the old man with you, darling. Oh, no, it would just get on my nerves. It would, love. You know, he'd probably ask for his £1 tip back that he gave some years ago. Come my pound back. Please, can I just meet you, Sherry, and not him? Let me know when he's going out, you know, to like, I don't know, old people's dinners. Does he go to the luncheon clubs, does he? Do you have to drop in at the luncheon club so I can get a free meal somewhere? Is that it? Is that what... When he's there, I'll pop round for a cup of tea and we can talk. I'd love to meet you, Sherry, because you're a happy person, aren't you, my love? We like happy people. Some people say, how are you so happy on your show? No one wants to sit there and look so miserable, git. That's why the ratings are so bad for Charlie Slate on BBC Breakfast. Or who's the other bloke now on ITV Breakfast? Alit. Is it Alit? Alit? Thinks it's Piers Morgan. Darker, not black, but darker skins, like an Asian-y colour skin. And shouts and screams at the pilot. Thinks it's Piers Morgan. No, you're not, mate. You just make yourself look stupid. That all needs to go, that ITV Breakfast. That needs a new thing going on there. Thank you, Sherry says, can't wait to meet you too. Thank you, Sherry. And we can share recipes. Anyway, Sherry, I'm gonna upset you a little bit here, right? I have some lovely rhubarb as given to me by my wonderful neighbour that you couldn't wish for better. Well, I'm very lucky with neighbours. Here, both here at home, Dave and Karen next door. Wonderful people. Tim next door to them, he's having some cancer treatment at the moment. He's got on his legs, he gets what looks like boils come up, except it's not boils, it's a bit of cancer, and he keeps saying I think he's on chemo and radiotherapy at the moment. He's having, don't know why it happens. They're not quite sure don't always know. I mean, yeah, okay, a smoker is likely to get cancer, isn't they? But some people, they don't do anything wrong, and yet they get these nasty cancers. Terrible, really. And he's a lovely man, and hopefully the treatment will work well for him. His wife, she's lovely. She's a bit quiet, his wife, but she's nice. And they've got a boy as well, who's, what I say boy, man, he's still living there. I think he's still living there. I haven't seen him for ages, actually. No, Tim, and they got this little dog. They're wonderful people. And then down at the end is Babe Station Pearl. I think she's probably the oldest out of all of us, and she's lovely. Oh God, she's lovely, Pearl. And I couldn't look for better neighbours, really. And then up at the caravan, the next caravan to me, Jeff and Linda. I do make them laugh because whenever they turn up, okay, one of the first things I say to them is, please let me know if the television's too loud. I always say that to them. Please let me know if the television... And they say, you say that every time now because I worry. You know, so it's Jeff and Linda. There's an old boy next to them who doesn't really come out much. So I don't really see him very much. His daughter comes over sometimes. And then there's Ken and Elaine next to them, who are lovely. And then at the end, there's another bloke who's, I think he recently had his 70th birthday. He's lovely and all. And then opposite me is Rory. Okay? This is the caravan. And then there's another couple there. I can't remember their names. And the couple on the end. Can't remember. All fantastic. All of them. No one is noisy. No one upsets anyone else. If you need something done, we call on each other. You know, Ken and Elaine won't. So, what you're doing later? Could you pop over and just give us a hand, lift this chair over the veranda? Yeah, no problem. No problem. Could wish for better neighbours. Anyway, Jeff, of course, gave me this massive bag of rhubarb because he's got an allotment. I never knew he had an allotment. I tried that once. I lasted 6 months and gave it in. Bloody weeds keep coming. Get on my nerves, weeds. Incidentally, I've been doing a bit of weeding today, funnily enough. In my little planted section, grass. And is there a special way to get annoying bits of grass out of all your plants, right? Because this grass keeps coming through. The only way I seem to be able to do it is to literally walk in among the plants and pull it out manually. I don't think you can get a spray just to kill off grass, can you? Because obviously don't want to kill off all the plants in there. Very annoying. Blades of little tufts of grass keep coming up, and sometimes they've taken root and they're quite difficult to get up. The weeds, I've got this pull out thing for the weeds, which is not too bad, kind of works quite well. But once, as you know, sometimes weeds can take root and then they're a little bit of a bugger to get out, aren't they? Eh? Anyway, Sherry, back to the rhubarb crumble. We digressed, dear. We digressed. Back to the rhubarb crumble, and I have cheated a little bit. You ready? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. So all I need... Do you know, what's the time? I might even do that tonight. I don't know yet, because I don't want the rhubarb to go off before I cook the thing, especially as he's taken all that time and effort to grow this stuff. I've actually got a little bit of rhubarb in, but not a massive amount of rhubarb growing in my garden as well. Because you can do it in pots as well, can't you, rhubarb? I might do some in pots. But yeah, I've got 3 bags of this, actually. 3 bags of this. And I'm going to make a nice rhubarb crumble. And probably get a tin of ambrosia. Not the low-fat one, though, dear. The ambrosia dairy cream custard. Have you ever had that? See, I can cook for you as well, Mark. You don't need standing out for takeouts, dear. Get yourself a good meal cooked by me. I'll be in that little breakfast in my kitchen downstairs. My little French maid's outfit on, cooking for you, my dear. Is that appealing at all? Maybe not. We're going to close that phone line now, my darlings, all right? Thanks for your... we have one call. We only had one call tonight, so we'll close that phone line now, my darling. All righty. Lines are closed. There we go. Thank you, Sherry. I hope you're not too disappointed with me, my darling. You're not too disappointed, are you, my love? Eh? Good. What else have we got here? Here, fancy a big dinner. I don't think even you would want one of those, Mark. My God, look at that. That's a meal. That is a meal. But it's a special meal. And the Sun is reporting this huge box of food contains 12,000 calories. But if you eat the lot in 40 minutes, you won't have to pay. Now, I must admit, I don't think I could eat that amount of food in one go. What do you reckon? It says diners at Ben's Pizza in Sheffield, South Yorkshire, are queuing up to take on the Quadzilla A monster meal which weighs in at 7 kilograms. What's 7 kilograms? That's quite heavy, isn't it? Yeah, because sugar's 1 kilo. So 7 bags of sugar that weighs. My God. The feast, originally designed for a family of 4, boasts 4 4-ounce cheeseburgers, 2 10-inch pizzas, 10 onion rings, 8 mozzarella dippers, 8 cheesy bites, potato wedges and cheesy chips. Do you want a meal like that? The banquet takes just 10 minutes to cook and serve, and contains nearly a week's worth of calories for a woman. And it was added to the menu as a food challenge in March. And ever since, countless customers have tried and failed to defeat it. I don't think I could eat that. Does anyone think they could eat that in one go? In 40 minutes, could you eat that? Eh? I don't think I could. I really don't. I mean, the chips and the onion rings, maybe the mozzarella dippers. I'd probably have to stop there. Certainly, I mean, people have. I always surprised pizza with chips. I mean, now that to me doesn't go together. Pizza and chips. Do you have pizza and chips? Sorry, I got the wrong thing up there. Do you have pizza and chips? My sister has that, pizza and chips. I remember kindly, whenever I go to my sister's house, she offers me a meal. And she offered me an omelette once. I said, yeah, is that with chips? She said, you don't have chips with omelette. And I'm like, yes, you do. No, you don't have to have. I said, yes, of course you've got to have chips with omelette. Omelette and chips. Absolutely. And she swore blind that you didn't need chips with omelette. But they have, I think they have, certainly my nephew, I've seen him have pizza and chips. Now that to me doesn't go together. Pizza and chips. But some people have it. Do you? Do you have pizza and chips? 07451 287 337 for your text messages. It says, the takeaway owner, Ben, said, since we added it to the menu as a challenge, we've had loads of people ordering it, but no one has come back to us yet. They haven't achieved it. We've said that whoever can film themselves eating the whole thing in 40 minutes and show us the evidence can have their money back. £30 that's going to cost you to spend with us and their picture on the Wall of Fame. I wouldn't even attempt to eat it, said the owner, because it's far too much for me, but I'd be very impressed if someone could. Could any of you eat something like that, I wonder? Let's have another little look at that, shall we? Gut-busting dinner there, eh? I mean, the pizza would be enough, wouldn't it? I didn't realise a 10-inch pizza is 2,200 calories. Did you know that? Wow. A 10-inch pizza. So that's all your calories for a day, isn't it? And again, cheesy chips. Now, that doesn't really do it for me, I must admit. Cheesy chips. Is that something that you'd have? I mean, there's enough calories in chips. Why would you want to blooming put cheese on top of the damn things as well? Who likes cheesy chips? Anyone? Cheesy chips! Cheesy chips! I know all the pubs do them, don't they? They certainly do them at my place. Hello, Vera. Vera says, I would vomit on the Wall of Fame. There's no way I can eat all of that. Anyway, that's your thing there. Now, I've got a thing here. It says live in a church. Oh, live in a church. Live in a church. How do you fancy living in a church? Not a church that is having services. But often, when and even though I probably won't now move to Lincolnshire as I thought I was trying to do last year, I still look at houses for sale. Not just near my sister, but also wherever I go on holiday. I tend to go straight on the old Rightmove app and see how much houses are and what you can get for your money. And quite often, in the last year or two, up on the Rightmove, sort of Lincolnshire Wolds area like that, you get on there converted chapels or churches, or even ones that have not yet been converted. So you get basically a church, decommissioned church or What's the word, Shania? Oh, I can't think what unsanctified church. I can't remember, but you know what I mean. Where they, you bless a building and you make it holy, right? You can unholy it, well, whatever that word is. I can't remember what the word is now. But I often see on the Right Move converted churches and things like that, and they look blooming fantastic. Imagine living in somewhere with a great big stained glass. A lot of them have still got the stained glass windows. They look absolutely fantastic. And as I say, there's been a few up in Lincolnshire, some of which are already to move into, and some which are literally empty churches, and they are ready for you to buy them and do them up. I would imagine something like that with a blooming high roof is going to cost you a lot of money in heating. So, I'm not a builder. As you well know, I'm not a builder, but you can put in a false ceiling, I suppose, and insulate that there. I don't know what you'd have to do above. You'd have to get people, I mean, unless you're very good at doing it. I would imagine that would be something that my brother-in-law could do. Convert a chapel or a church into a home. I think it would be wonderful to live in a converted chapel or church. All that space and the history. You know me quite well. You know, I rarely talk in terms of monetary value, right? I don't really see that so much. But to live in an old chapel or a church, how wonderful would that be? The history that you'd have there, people's baptisms, their weddings, their funerals, the people that spent half their lives going each and every week into that church, and wow. I think that would be absolutely awesome. There was one actually up in near my sister, and it was on there for months, this place. It went eventually. It didn't really have much of a garden to it. You know, the wall of the church was there and the fence was kind of there. You didn't have much garden to it. Otherwise, I would have gone to look at it. And I ask this because there's a story here. Here we go. In the Sun today. It's funny, actually. You know, sometimes for the show, I'm often in here the day before trying to find things, and you think, oh, I can't find anything to talk about, right? And then you come on the computer like an hour before, 2 hours, and suddenly all these stories appear from nowhere. It's funny, isn't it, really? I honestly don't know how it all comes together in the end. I don't. You know, I stopped writing stuff down, actually, you know. I haven't got much written here. What I now tend to do is type it all up on the menu to the show. You know, the YouTube tells you what may be in the show, and then I read it straight off the screen. Save a bit of paper, you know. That's what I do now. And then stuff appears suddenly at the last minute, and I sit here and even when I've said hello, I'm not really quite sure what's going to happen. Right at the beginning, when I say hello, I don't know what's going to happen. Don't know really. I've got my list of stuff there. We never, ever do all of them. Never. Never get there. Especially for a couple of lovely long phone calls. And I always appreciate you calling in, you know that. It's nice to hear other voices as well. That's the beauty about Reach on Air, isn't it? So many different voices on there. Different voices, some of which you will like and some of which you will hate. It's just how it is. Anyway, in the Sun, a couple bought a crumbling former parish church at an auction for £85,000. Do you want to see what they bought? That's what they bought for £85,000. Absolute wreck. But look at it. Just look. Can you see what that could become? So, it's bit of a mess, isn't it? All wood and dust in the bottom. You'd be on there with your broom for a while, wouldn't you, eh? This was St Paul's Church in Denham, West Yorkshire. It had fallen into near ruin when Sean and Debs bought the property in 2017. So, that's what it looked like when they bought it. Okay? I'm now going to show you the picture of what it looks like now. What they've done to it. Amazing. That's what they've turned that into. Look at that. And they kept the Holy Cross in there as well, at the back there. Wow. Love to live somewhere like that. The couple bought the Grade 2 listed church just before they got married with the aim of creating their forever home. Built in 1846 and closed in 1999 due to dry rot. That's quite a serious thing, isn't it? Dry rot. Is that to do with wood stuff? Wood, like the floor, I suppose. I don't know. Built in 1846 and closed in 1999 due to dry rot, the former church remained untouched until Debs and Sean got to work. They carried out much of the work themselves, living in a caravan in the church's grounds doing the work. Now, you often see that, people doing work on their houses. If it's a big job and they've got to move out, they simply buy a caravan. And to buy a second-hand caravan, right, can be very, very cheap indeed. All right? It can be really... In fact, sometimes you don't even have to buy them because people run out of money who have got a caravan on a site and they are told to move it off. And they try and sell it and they can't sell it. And some of them end up literally giving caravans away. So as long as you can get the transport to get picked up and then dropped at your house, that's fine. So a lot of people do that. Plastering, masonry and roofing work were the only jobs done by professionals, with the couple enlisting a building friend to do the latter. I mean, it's just fantastic, isn't it? It's got a graveyard as well. You all right with a graveyard? It's no problem, is it? What's the problem with a graveyard? You know, people are there at rest. They're not going to bother you. Sean's an electrical engineer. He said it is a building. It's a beautiful building. It was in such a sad state. We were told the roof was too far gone, so we've lost the building with another bad winter. We just got it in time. Now a fancy 4-bedroom. The conversion features a fancy bathroom, open plan kitchen and lounge, both leading to a courtyard created from the church's south aisle. There's even a guest annex below the bell tower where the couple have plans for a bed and breakfast. Oh, I've got to show you this bed. Look where they put the bed. Oh, this is just amazing. Look where they put this bed. Look at that. In one of the old windows. Look. You see that part of the church there? It looks to me like at some point there would have been possibly a little altar or a statue in that little part. They've got a bed in there now. Wow. Modern walls, partitions and new floor levels have been created in the shell of the church, but a couple have retained the original features, including the Gothic windows, chancel and gallery. The graveyard, which had become overgrown and inaccessible after the church's closure, was restored as part of the project, with parishioners now able to return to pay their respects to loved ones. Which I suppose did they have to let them open? I don't know. The property is now valued at about £1 million. What did they pay for that? 85, did I say? So they've turned that from an £85,000, falling down building into something worth £1 million. Blooming marvellous. Would you like to live in a church? Like the idea of that? Ollie says, we have wandered through many topics this evening. Might be a record. Oh, you never know, Ollie. We like to do as many things as possible in the show. You see, here's a secret for you, Ollie, right? Never, ever do a show. This goes the same as radio as well, if you messages and things like that. And I know over the years, in particular on internet radio, people rely on requests and messages to do their show. And you must never do that because you never know when you'll get none. You've always got to have your show ready. Not so much you, because you play on your music more, don't you? But there are people I've come across over the years, and well, my show is based on requests. What if you don't get any? What you can do? Stop. Same with this. I don't rely on phone calls to be able to do the show, or indeed messages. I could just sit here for hours, as you well know, and talk crap. I like to see this show and my radio show as like a friend at the other end, And that's because... Sorry, I've got something wrong with my toe now. There's always something wrong. As you get older, Ollie, things go wrong. Well, I was doing my litter picking today, and I went to pick something up, okay, and I suddenly realised my arm had fallen off a few stops down. I had to go and pick up my arm, glue it back on, and carry on with my litter picking. Terrible, isn't it, eh? Yeah, you need to be able to do your show without any messages or any texts. And if they come, then that's nice. That's nice. But when I was out at as a British Telecom engineer, and I had Tony Blackburn on the radio in my car, you see, and he became my friend. I'd never spoken to him or met him at that time. I have a few years ago, though. He actually rang the show. After the show had finished, this phone call came up, and it was Tony Blackburn. I didn't believe him at first, and then I realised, I said, "It is you, isn't it?" He said, "Yeah." He rang up. I'd been talking about him, and someone, it was actually my friend Ross Patzelt, told him. He sent him a message, says, "There's a bloke talking about you on his show, on his YouTube show." And he rang me after the show. I've actually got the audio. There's no way I'd play it because I'm just in pieces. I fall apart. I don't know what to say to him, because he's like my idol DJ. But anyway, so he would be on the radio with me in the van, and he became my friend. Never met him. And that's what I wanted to be on the end of the radio and doing this. While I'm on here, I hope to think that you're a friend, Some friends take the mick a little bit too much, but that's okay, That was the problem with the chat box. It just didn't work anymore. Anyway, there we are. So that's living in the church. I told you about cheating. That's almost all today. Let's see what's Ollie's saying there. Ollie says, "My dad did a boat party on Friday." Yeah, I saw the photos. Looks like he had a good time there. They said that JK was better than the regular DJs they had. Was very bad. They had a camera above where he had his regular one, just pressed autoplay and plays solitaire the whole evening on his laptop. Always be prepared. Never do that. Oh, that's awful. Do they really? You see, there's different types of DJs as well, Ollie. Now, judging from what you've said there, I would imagine... Hello, Daniel. Danny Woodhouse is there. Hello, Danny. Hello. I would imagine your father plays what to the crowd. He watches the crowd and changes his music accordingly, and perhaps to what they are asking. Other DJs have a set, okay? They know before they go to this party what they're going to play, in what order. It's just a different way of doing it. But that works for them, and obviously I would be more like your dad. I'd be constantly watching people, and if there's no one dancing, I'll change the music. And listen to what people are asking for as well at the time there. Well, maybe your dad would get that job permanent there. The only other thing I was going to... Well, I've loads of more to talk about today, but it's 10 o'clock, isn't it? Christ, 10 o'clock already. It just goes to show you, we've only had the one phone call today, and yet still, I've only done half the things that are in that list. But, sometimes I'll look at them again on... When's the next chat show? Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday's the next chat show. Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Oh, I've got to knock out a radio show this week, I meant to say. Is your dad around? Ask him if he wants to do... Ask him if he wants to do my show Wednesday morning. Can you ask him? Wednesday morning, I'll unbook that straight after today's show. Okay? So if he wants to do that, tell him to keep an eye out that about 10:15. 10:15, that should quickly become available once I've cancelled it. Perhaps he'd like to do that Wednesday morning, because I can't do Wednesday morning. I've got a funeral to go to, my friend's mother at 10:30, all right? Yep, so the next chat show will be on Tuesday. I was just going to say, the karaoke, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show there, is going very well at Central Station. All right. Except the journey on... Oh, my God. The journey on Friday night, going from the caravan. Now, I've never really had much of a problem with that. It's fairly quick. You get a bit of traffic when you get to London. But it was all the way. It was horrendous. Everything was moving so slowly on Friday. And the only thing I can think of is perhaps it must have been the rain. Because it did keep raining quite a lot. And we hadn't had rain for a while. And you know what idiots are like in their car? They did, oh, it's raining. I can't remember how to drive in the rain. It's all a little bit like that, really, isn't it? And that the journey, which could take about 3 hours, usually takes me 3.5 hours because I drive fairly slowly. But I was forced to drive slower than what I normally drive, right? So and I realised I was falling behind, okay? So I didn't drive at my usual slow speed except when forced to do so, which was for quite a lot of the journey. And then there was several accidents on the A1M, and eventually it took me off the A1M and took me round a... What is going on with my toe? Hang on a minute. There's something very annoying happening with my toe here. What is going on with my toe? Sorry. You don't get Rita do this when she's reading the news. Suddenly there's something annoying on my toe there. I might have a foot spa tonight. Oh, hang on a minute. Have I got any salt left? I don't think I've got any salts left. I've run out of foot spa salt. I usually get that from Aldi. You get a great big bag for like £3, or you can order a small pot from Amazon for a tenner. Yeah. So and there was a lot of accidents. I took it off the A1M and then round and rejoined it, and then we got stuck again. And then I'd usually stay on that A1M right the way down, but it then took me off that across to the towards Milton Keynes and onto the M1 because it said there was a 20-minute delay on the A1M. Okay, so we're on the M1 and then suddenly that flashed up, accident, and that happened twice. It was an absolute nightmare on Friday, and I aimed to get there at 6:30, 7:05. 7:05. Now the karaoke doesn't start till 7:30. Right? But inside me, I'm now late. I feel late. I want to be there at 6:30. Now, that being said, we were all set up and ready to go at 7:30. The trouble is, if something goes wrong, you don't have time to sort it out. You see what I mean? And I like to be to jobs early on time. It's like weddings. I'm sure your dad's the same, Ollie. It's like at weddings, you know, I'd be booked to do a wedding 7:30 to 12 or something like that. You know, I'd be there at 6. Sometimes I used to go and set up in the afternoon and try it all out and leave the stuff there. That being said, right, I've come across some horror stories from other D-Days over the years who have done exactly that, right? Gone home, come back, someone's nicked all the gear. That is actually, I've heard of that happening before. Sorry, can you hear my phone? I've actually heard of that happening before to people, so, you know, be very careful if you do anything like that, all right? Oh, he might be working, might he? Okay. All righty. Any more emails there? Let's have a little quick look. No more emails. Lee says the only way to get grass out of the border is to use a hoe or trowel, unfortunately. Thank you, Lee. Yeah, I mean, the hoe, the hoe seems... it's like a little metal thing like that, isn't it? It's okay for dragging out some weeds, but actually some of the grass, you know, it's not so much the single blades. You get tufts and the roots have gone in, and then you're in there and literally pulling this damn stuff up. Because if you don't get the roots out, it just comes back again, doesn't it? And I get brambles. I've got brambles all outside the fence. They come under as well, and you have to pull those up from the roof, from the roots and all that, didn't you? Alrighty, time to go, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much for joining us on our little Sunday night chat show. Our next chat show will be Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on this channel. Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on this channel. Be very grateful if perhaps you could share this show to your various Facebook walls and things like that. I know some of you do that, and appreciate. I won't say your names because I'll leave someone out. Oh, you mentioned them, but you didn't mention me. But you know who you are. Thank you very much for sharing the show to your various walls. Thank you, Ollie, for your little tip today. Don't forget, ask your dad to send me your address down. I can't accept it off you. You'll have to get your dad to do it, all right, mate? Because of your age and that. If you could send me your or a address to send something to you, and I'll put that in the post for you. And I hope you like it. Don't send me any money, all right? No more money from me, please. Thank you very much. And that's it. Tomorrow, I'll be on the radio tomorrow. Here we are at Reach On Air. 9 till 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Ignore that there. Let's get rid of that date. Someone, oh, you got the wrong date up there. There it goes. Bye. That's tomorrow morning at 2 minutes past 9, okay? My show at Reach On Air. And if you're not doing anything later tonight, my friend will be on Reach On Air. Alan Ross, who will be on tonight at midnight, okay? Thanks for watching and listening. And thank you. Could you just hit the like button on your way out? Appreciate that as well. See you again very soon. Bye-bye now.